is going to generate code from existing things. For example, you can generate the code from your Postgres database as well. You just write the Yantic diagram, you have your Postgres queries, you need to generate the whole code. You can generate the whole golang or Node.js code as well. So for very simple cases, it might be overkill. But if you are about to start your biggest commerce project, like big project, it's a good idea to try it out for the main core values. Because so as you develop along the way, you might need to change a lot of things. For example, if you are using, let's say, MongoDB, you might want to switch to another different database as well. So the chains are going to be flexible to the chains. That's why I recommend to use something kind of big projects. But if it's just code operations, you better go for code generation. It's right to look, you can find it. Any questions? Yeah, for sure. So the thing about the changing database, how it's going to happen. So let me go to the slide. It's really easy. I'll try to explain. Lost me. The domain layer, if you can see, I have the Postgres package. So it includes all the implementations for the repository. The repository layer, you're going to have the functions as interfaces. So interface means it has just input and output function. You will implement it in this package layer. In order to move to MongoDB, you might need to create a MongoDB package for every single interface. So you just need to do this thing at the very end. You will replace. So, good thing. Yeah, the good student study here. Yeah. So you just need to change object because it receives the interface. So this thing also receives the interface. As long as they are the same, you will not be rewriting anything else. You will just replacing the connection. For short queries are going to be changed according to your implementation. Any questions? Another question. All right, so very good question. Actually, I started programming with the Python language. I was a developer. So I used to think that Python is the easiest language to learn. That was a mistake. Golang is even easier than Python. Honestly, so even there's a map called you can finish Golang in 4 hours or 8 hours of study because it's very simple. You don't have to know a lot of things. It doesn't have any magic. So most of things are going to be written by the programmer. That's why it's easy. You just need to understand very basic things. For example, if you know the pipeline, it means you know the basic programming concepts like for loop, if else, conditioning, or classes. The same concepts apply to the Golang as well, except OOP. So it means you wouldn't be spending here too much time. You just need to learn the syntax. It takes you a day, I think. And anytime you can change from Python to Golang. But don't expect a lot of things to be great there. It also has some problems, and it might even kind of lessen your development speed, but it has a lot of advantages. For example, you can have good kind of request handling or scalability. Yeah, response times are awesome. It's good to try it, and you can.
Yeah, in between of like just because Python is implemented language, I want to switch to Golang. I was doing some research about those languages, but then actually in my life, I decided to learn Python more deeply rather than switching to Golang. So then I now decided to whether I can switch next time or not.
Actually, you don't have to. You don't have to switch, but if you like your Golang, it takes you about a month to learn about it. Now you can start it today. You can try it out. Okay. I think the last question I want to answer. Yeah, for sure, man. Actually, Golang was not a application. Просто basically, you can't always be o'ziga o'z masalasi aytishda o'zim ko'pchilik framework says uni ishlarini tushunish kerak nima bo'lgan tushunmaysa bunda hammasi faqat biznes mikro framework bor framework faqat biznes resurslar resmi kategoriyasi ichida qolgan o'zlasi o'rganib ну bu ancha osonroq bo'lgan и anaqasi yaxshi perspektivasi и sizga ko'p taxminan 3 oy 6 oy ichida juda ham oson bo'lgan ishlar masalan nima BILLZ interface support degani просто siz qo'l qo'yilgan joy uchun interface support deyiladi. Ya'ni ikkita servisga qarang, bittasi inventory, bittasi billing. Inventorydan turib billingga qo'l qo'yilgan joyingiz interface support deyiladi. Qanaqadir interfacedan qanaqadir kod eksport qilasiz. Masalan, kod qo'ysa microforms export qilasiz. O'sha bilan qo'ysangiz interface support deyiladi. Sorry guys, don't want to change. Last question. Okay. Actually, framework about mass, because framework support is good. Now, master diagram, Jim Brown, go back, go hard. Usually, population, Jimmy support, Jimmy Rashid, Jimmy, the factor standard. Go fiber, they can switch to each other. I'm going to go on. Mirroring lesson? Thanks a lot.
Yok bandırma. Orada izleme işlemi yapıyor.
Admin moment uyanık, admin moment. Person not multitasking.
So before we start, let's make sure, do you have laptops? If you have laptops, please just open them. Автоматом чаттас. 3240 срочно.
How the money you want to do?
Yani fazla geçiyor ama bakıyoruz.
Çünkü çok önemli.
İngilizce okumak mısınız? Qanaqadir requirement İngilizce'de böyle şartlığı soç ko'pchilik taraf qaysi til ko'pchilikka ma'qul bo'lgani можно спросить аудиторию, что думаете, у вас подготовлен на английском?
Actually, in English, you can use in Russian, but not in Uzbek. Çünkü ikinci spikerimiz var. Bize некоторые термины нормально подбираемся. Alright, apologies for technical issues. So we'll start with Right. Yeah, I'm sorry for technical issues. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you very much for coming today on this Sunday. Just spending your time coming here to learn something new. We're very happy to see you all here. Today, we're going to conduct a UX UI workshop on the topic of the redesigning mobile app. We'll take one popular Uzbek mobile app, understand the UX issues and UI issues, explain them what's wrong with this app, and try to design it together with you. So first of all, let me introduce ourselves. My name is Dostonkhon. I'm a product designer at BILLZ. We develop a software that helps to optimize retail shops. We have a CRM, e-commerce, and different kind of modules. And I work as a product designer there. And my co-host today is Azizbek Matchanov.
So hi everyone, my name is Azizbek. I'm working as a product designer at Super Dispatch. And at Super Dispatch, we're working on a platform for end-to-end car moving. So let's go to the next slide. So first of all, let's start our workshop with identifying the UX and UI issues of one of popular apps. So this is the supermarket app. So probably some of you have used this app, and maybe not. So yeah, can we go to the next slide, please? So yeah, so first, a part of our workshop will be identifying UX and UI issues together. So I will need your help to identify those issues that we're having here in this application. So let's start with the top side of the screen. So I guess it's not fully visible for some of you at the end. So yeah, if possible, maybe you can move a little bit closer. And others who are sitting in the first rows, please help me to identify some of the issues that we are seeing here. Yeah, let's try to zoom to the first screen. Yeah.
In the second image, a lot of this one, a lot of text.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. So there are a lot of text, and also, if you will notice, this is the mobile app actually. So on the mobile app, you cannot use super small text here because it will affect the accessibility, especially if you're having bad eyesight. It's not visible for you. Yeah, that's great.
Header kısmında ancak hatalı koyan böyle.
This one.
There's no white space.
Spacing project.
Profile plan aktif.
Yeah, that's great. So I heard two issues here. So the one issue is that there are a lot of elements here. So we're having a lot of interaction here, and especially with the big thumb, especially if you're a trucker, if you're a truck driver, you cannot have those buttons. So that's one of the issues. Another issue is that we're having two style icons here. So as one of you mentioned, so there is a thin lines here for those icons, and there are like bolder lines icons here. So the issue here is whenever you're trying to use icons in your application, you have to think about the branding itself as well. So the icons actually, they represent your branding of the company. So try to use icons that are consistent in your application. So any other issues? Yes.
Promo blok.
This one.
Header paslı.
This one. This one. Green.
Разве Azizbek first page?
So what's the problem here?
It looks like horrible.
Why is it horrible? So we're trying to understand why is it horrible.
There is no consistency on the.
Right? Yeah, there is no consistency if you look at the different banners here. Let's say here we have the corner values. Here we don't have it at all. And the style is also mixed, right? So what's the issue here?
It's a redundant object.
Why is it
The main issue is response. You don't send for a code with your own phone.
there is actually, so here, regarding the QR code, so there is a purpose for it. Like, you will have to go with the market and you will use it for your promotion campaign, bonuses, and that. Yeah, please raise your hand and I'll ask you to say something so there is no calling of different voices. So please. All right.
For search button because you can add button on the navigation here in the search one, and also the hamburger. Hamburger is should be located in the right place because it's identified firstly.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I was waiting. So here we have the navigation here, and actually we don't see it here, but whenever you're trying to tap here, there are like it's repeating all of the stuff we have here. That's one issue, but we cannot see it here. And also there is like the navigation is separated, so we can what we can do here is try to simplify it. And maybe move it here, or maybe have it here, depending on what we're trying to achieve.
For example, all people use the right hand for touching the items. They mostly use this hamburger for purchasing for some kind of activity. Because if you use quite a bit like the screen, your features are quite a bit harder to trace.
Exactly. This is another option that we can have. And any other issues? Yeah.
I see the search button and the profile button are very close to each other.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. The user can yes, touch the profile button.
The welcome text message Azizbek should have been like pop-up. Not a consistent text.
What do you think?
I think it's redundant text.
What do we care about? For its text, it should be a little bit like bigger because it's invisible.
So you're saying that accessibility is not really like it's not visible? Okay. Yeah, might be.
I don't see the purpose of here because usually it requires more text for main type buying and paying. And the QR code is not concrete for what it is in there because do I need to show it or do I need to myself? And as well, it is QR code and scanners for lobby space and the banner, the text in the public here. It's not concrete for what it is. Is it just fixed emails or I can take it and when I use it, what it will mean? And as well, the textures are calling is there and the layers should read the color code. It is especially numbers shouldn't be covered and the titles as well. It's a mixture. And it's not clear. I can eliminate it and I don't know can I click it and when I click it what it will mean as well. And the search actually and then you have the catalog and the minor color. It's also the search. It can be repeating at everything. Even in the button, the like the same the meaning is the same as the button as the public. Everything is repeated and it's overflowing by information overload.
Yeah. What? Please.
I think this one just began some call with project that was even already designed after that they are professional. This is already designed and they are everything is really just a type project or laptop and it's ready. Just to get a full running mobile application they provide available.
Yeah. Right. So this guy. So you're talking a lot. I mean, you have comments.
There is a lot of items too much stuff in the top.
Yeah.
That's what I think. The
basket icon or I can buy it and somewhere it could be really easy to see. In the right top, there is two buttons. There's count, yep, count and basket. I think there's just one. And basket is not this.
Oh, okay, so I see a lot of hands here, so I'll continue myself. I will just cover some of the stuff that maybe you probably didn't mention. So here, as you can see, the page itself, it contains a lot of stuff. Like everything is mixed here. So we're having a system for barcode. We're having a system of promotions. We're having kind of section for news. Everything is mixed. And whenever, as user, you're trying to enter to this app, you might be like overwhelmed. There is no clear like one goal of using this page. Like maybe you want to use it for the bonus system, or what the company is actually trying to do. Maybe they are trying to increase the number of people buying, let's say, those stuff. We don't know. So what we'll try to do here, we'll make some assumptions, right? So we will not make any kind of research. That's how we'll cover that part a little bit later. So and we'll try to improve those changes. And also, as many of you mentioned, the text here is not that good. It's not even readable. Let's see. Женщин, machine. So it's not readable at all. And we'll try to improve that. So let me have the next slide, please. So yeah. So overall, I would say that the app does not reflect the brand itself. So we cannot see the branding here. What company trying to show us. Layout can be improved. So a lot of issues were mentioned here. And the last thing, no clear goal on this page. So here, in the no clear goal, we'll try to, again, as I mentioned, we'll try to make assumptions. Like we'll try to improve the goals, imaginary goals of the company that we're having. So we're not mentioning which company it is, but probably most of you already know what the company it is. So Dostonkhon will continue on the process itself. So how the design goes.
Yeah. Azizbek already with you, she outlined all the problems that this app has, and now we want to go through the process of how the redesign happens. Actually, a lot of people think that redesign is just you see the app, you don't like its UI, you just do different UI, and this is the redesign. But actually, it's not. Redesign is a very big process. It includes a lot of steps because before you actually start working with Figma or with other any graphic editor, so what it does include. First of all, you should emphasize what is the problem. What is the problem? The user cannot achieve some goal. Which goal the user cannot achieve in your app? This is the first step. For example, there was one assumption from you that you were not understanding what the purpose of the QR code. You were thinking that the QR code is used to scan the other phone, and you just didn't understand why the QR code was beneath the Matchanov button, and so they had two aims, and you didn't understand why the layout is like this. So this is the one problem. Once you understand the problem, the next one you should define why is it important, how it stops user from performing the action it wants from the app. What are his obstacles in order to perform this problem? In this case, you conduct research. Of course, we have a time frame of 1.5 hours. In our workshop, we cannot perform research here. We cannot have people. So we'll mostly be based on our assumptions. But actually, before we are preparing for this workshop, we did a little qualitative research among our friends who use this app. And the main thing that they use this app for was to collect cashback. So you go to the supermarket, you take your phone and scan this QR code and get cashback from your purchases. This was their main purpose of using this app. So we'll take this into consideration. Once we conduct the research, we define a problem. We have the specific list of problems. We know what we should improve. The process of ideation starts. We start ideating ideas. How can we solve this problem? What we should do with UI to solve this problem? How we should improve the UX in order to solve this problem? And in the process of ideation, we can brainstorm different ideas on how to do it, and we come up at the end with a certain set of ideas, clear ideas of how we can accomplish our goal. Once we have this set of ideas, we start prototyping. This is what we are going to do today during our workshop, because the whole process is quite big. We will have time only for prototyping. We will do the prototyping. We will do the actual design here. But as you can see, before this process, actually, there is a very big like path until we come to actually starting the redesigning. We just understand what we should do. We understand clearly the process, and we then start prototyping. And of course, at the end, after the prototyping, the process of testing comes. Because no, even the most experienced UX designer cannot do the thing that will be suitable for everyone. The process of testing is essential for everyone. Even if you have like 10 years, 20 years of experience in UX design, anyway, you have to test your design because the users will use your app differently, not like the same. And again, the process of iteration comes. You can never do a perfect design. Design is an iterative process. You iterate, and make it better and better. You can never reach the perfection, but you can be very close to it. So this was about the process of redesign. As I said, during our workshop, we will do only the prototyping part. So let's start actually doing it. I asked all of you in the beginning, do you have a laptop? So those who have a laptop, please go to the figma.com, open an account if you don't have one, and let's start the workshop. Yes? Unfortunately, even we do not have the access to Wi-Fi, and to others, there is no Wi-Fi. That may sound technical problems. Are you using your own hotspot? Actually, we are using it offline right now because we cannot even use our hotspot because it's connected via the Wi-Fi to the screen. We are offline right now. Actually, you don't compete with Canva because Canva is a set of written templates. It's like you can compare Canva to kind of no-code sites for the developers. So if you don't develop, you just use the no-code platforms in order to build sites. Canva is exactly the same. The purpose of Canva is to do a quick design, but if you work for a company, if you have your own product, you can never do anything in Canva because it's really set of templates and it's really limited usage. So when you develop a product, if you work in a product team, your tasks are very complex and they're very custom, too custom, and you cannot accomplish your goals in Canva. That's why you need to develop from scratch your own design. Canva is kind of neat solution for those who are not professional designers, or they are like maybe for SMM marketers, maybe for developers who own their own blog and just want it to look quite neat. So they just take the ready designs, change the content, and that's it. They do not design it. So Canva is, I would say, semi-professional, but in the professional world, if you go to the industry, work on some kind of product, you never can accomplish your goals with Canva. Okay? So everybody has, yes?
What we're gonna do if we don't have.
And you don't have a laptop?
Yeah.
Okay, what we can do, I see that several people have laptops. We can sit with them in one table and do together. We can share the laptop. Because without the laptop, workshop is not a workshop. We wrote about it in the past, so yeah.
So how many of you have laptops?
Yeah. Oh, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, maybe
You can join this gentleman. Azizbek will be working in my laptop.
Okay,
I would love to give it to you. But, yeah. Okay. So let's just jump to the figma.com, and here click sign up and open account if you don't have one. If you have an account, then just open the file that I will be sending to you. By the way, everybody is in the GDG Tashkent channel. I will send the link there right now.
Whose laptop is it? No, I can use it while streaming.
yeah, I don't think so. It's not ready.
Yeah, just open the file that I will send to my Telegram. Yeah, check out the GDG Tashkent Telegram channel. I sent a link there. It's a Figma file. You can open it. You should see this one when you open this file.
Yeah, so what we're trying to do now, so we've identified the issues at the beginning, and we will be trying to fix those issues first. So, and we'll try to improve the app itself. So at the end, we'll have, can you show that? Or maybe we'll get to that later.
You'll just show the screenshot.
Yeah, that's actually we have it at the beginning. So we'll have something like this.
But there is no level for quarter, what to do with quarter.
Yeah, we'll have to that. Sorry? So maybe you can join us. I see people around you sitting. So you can gather not two, but three, a group of 3 or 4. So it's possible that everyone is sitting together and helping each other.
Yeah, just go to this file that I shared to the Telegram channel. This one. Just copy this frame to your own file, okay?
Can you share these screenshots to people?
Screenshot of the red file. Actually, even if I wanted, I can do it right now because this laptop doesn't have internet connection right now. But you don't need it because we'll gradually come to this. Okay, so everybody had the screen, right? Can we start?
Please raise your hand if you are not ready to define it. Not ready to replicate.
Yeah, just copy it to your own file. So let's start.
Right? Everyone's ready? Right, sounds good.
Sorry?
How much time do we have?
We have 1 hour.
So we'll try to make the that's good. So first what I'm going to do is I'm just trying to put this page with the old design nearby to my new design that is going to appear soon. So some of you were asking what this barcode is for. So this barcode is used whenever you're buying some stuff in a supermarket, and you are at the scanner phase. Whenever they're scanning your stuff that you bought, products that you bought, you're showing this QR code at the scanner, and it's identifying you as a user and giving you some cash back as bonuses. So as Dostonkhon was previously mentioning, we had a little bit of research, and some of these friends mentioned that this barcode is mostly used in the app. So we're not going to get rid of that barcode. So we will have it here. So we will not throw it away somewhere.
By the way, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. I will come and help you with it. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, but in this case, you will have an extra click, because once we did the quality research, the 95% of people who are using this app, they were using it only for the QR code. So in your case, you open the app, you extra click in order to get the QR code. That's why we decided to put it in the main page, so when you open the app, the QR code appears immediately.
Not losing the measure. So we are saying here that we will have an assumption that the company wants the QR code, so they want the bonus system. The second assumption is that company is trying to increase the number of buys online. So what we're trying to hear, we're trying to make a hybrid. So we don't want users to lose the ability to show the QR code at the first stage, as you have to understand whenever you're trying to do a redesign, people are, even though the design is bad, people are used to it. They have a habit, like they know where is the QR code, they know where is the actions and promotions. So whenever you're trying to make a redesign, try to make that soft. So make a soft transition. We're making some of the radical changes here, but at the same time, we're making some of the soft changes. So as the soft changes, what I mean here is that we're trying to save the QR code here, but whenever you're trying to scroll the app, we're trying to hide it. So we'll have promotions as a second goal. As a second goal of the company, that we're trying to increase the number of sales, right, online. And we're having some of the top sell products, right? So here we're trying to use also the combination of the website itself. So yeah, I cannot say the name of the supermarket because yeah, it's just yeah, let's say it like this. So, but the hierarchy here is saved from their website. So we're trying to make a hybrid. All right? But as the song was mentioning, we cannot say this is the ideal design that will go to the market and will work 100%. First of all, before doing that stuff, we have to test it with the customers. So you have to remember that. And we're doing the prototyping stuff. So in the prototyping stuff, let's start off. So we have tabs here. So let's start with that. Okay.
So for tabs,
yeah, always
so for the tabs, we need to use the icons. We'll take the red icons.
All right, so So for the icons, we will try to use ready icons. So we'll use iconly in this case. So it's just a free resource where we can take icons. But whenever if we will try to think in terms of the brand of the company, we will try to implement our icons ourselves. So I will share some of the resources at the end that will, if you are interested, you can have a look at. So if you are interested more into the graphic icons, you should. So here we will be using iconly, and what you can do on your laptops, you will have to go to community, search for iconly, and take those icons from there. And we will be using.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have the internet, so we cannot go to the community. But what you can do is go to the community, and you will have a search bar and just write iconly, and you can download. It's free and open source to use, and you can get these icons there.
And what needs my help? All right. So there was a question like, where is the community? So first, to access community, you will have to click this home icon here. You'll go to home. Then it's not loading on my laptop, but here in the corner, you'll have ability to switch to community. You'll have this like icon with the glue. Just click it, and you will have to search for icon. So there is a file, just duplicate it in your backend. So there are a lot of versions of icon. Please download the version 2.3. 2.3. Okay. And if this go to icon, okay.
Sorry.
Yep.
Can we do something our own or can we follow?
Yeah, sure. You can download the icons, but you will have to find the exact icons that we need. So,
I don't think I can have full design.
Sure. Yeah. So we'll be just guiding you. We'll be guiding you. All right. Everyone done here? We can see. You see, you want to make your own? Okay, no. All right, they want their own.
Just hold it from here. Do you have a micro app? Do you have the app? This app? Oh, okay. That's I'll send to group. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, okay, let's start with those tabs. So, yeah, he will share some screenshots. So, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to put the icons that you got from Iconly, or whatever source you decided to take it from. So, we will put those icons here. We'll try to put a home first here. So I go to Iconly. All right. And I take this icon with a command C. I put it to my design. That's easy. Yeah. Copy and paste. Exactly. Yeah, that's easy. So you will have a home tab now. That's awesome. That's the first tab. All right. So let's call it something. Let's call it home. Right? Or maybe we would use a Russian because we have Apple Russian. Okay. So let's go to the next tab. So what we have here? We have orders, right? Let's put something like this. What I will do, I will click on this circle with a comment and left button. I'll click to that. And with a comment V, I'll paste the icon here. So exactly at the center. It should be pasted. Once I paste it, I delete the circle. I click on the circle on my left panel. So yeah, it will be like orders. Zakaz. We'll call it zakaz. So here a bit of explanation on the canvas itself. So on the canvas. So here on the right side, you will see some of the constraints, some of the information about your layers, some of the information about colors, strokes, and etc. On the left panel, you will see all of the layers that you are having. All of the layers. So, and at the top, you'll have the main tabs of your project and some of the instruments that you can use. So here is the instruments we have cursor, we have a frame instrument. So frame instrument here is consists of the text and the icon itself. Then we have some of the figures like rectangle, circle, and etc. There's the pan of text, like a hand, I'll comment it. So on the left layers panel, I will delete the circle that I'm having. So here we have the second tab. Ooh, that's good. Anyone having issues so far? Any help, assistance needed? Right, that's awesome. Right, so we will call it Zakaz. I will keep doing that in that fashion. So I will have all of my tabs here. So here the next tab is catalog. Let's have that. We'll go to icon again, and we'll take the catalog stuff back with borders here. It's called. So again, with the comment and left click, I'm selecting the tab what I want, and I'm comment V or Control V for Windows devices. So I will have the third icon here. Again, I'm deleting the circle. I'm calling that catalog.
Where did you take this basket? Order.
So it should be an icon. So do you have icon? Yep. So it should be on the left side. So let me show you.
It's called something like bag or something.
So it's somewhere in between here.
Yeah, but because here we have the bold one, just use the regular one.
So you may use the bold one if you would like, or you may use the border style. Why I'm using the border style here? Because I don't want too much attention to my tabs to be taken away from my user. So I'm using bold icons only for active tabs. So it's not taking too much attention, as I mentioned. So I'll call it catalog, right? Here we have scanner. Why do we need it? Why do we need it?
For scanning barcodes?
No. Yeah, so the scanner here is for, actually it's a feature that you can catalog there. Once you're inside of this shop, of the supermarket, you can open this scanner, it will scan the barcode of the product and just add this product to your bag for online shopping. Actually, it's not quite logical. That's why Azizbek will tell you about it.
Yeah, so
it's not the scanner for the car.
You are doing online buying stuff, and why would you need the scanner, right? In that case. Well, we might assume that scanner is a needed function that is used by users, but we don't have analytics here. We don't have any data accessible. So we'll try to assume here. We'll try to assume that scanner feature is not used that much, and we will put it under menu here. So what we will have here, we will try to combine this menu here and put it here and combine it with the scanners. So what are we trying to do here? As a last tab, we will use menu. This menu. That's simple. I will take it from here, and again, so catalog is actually the list of the products that you're having. So
You have one.
sorry? Yeah, so the catalog will contain all of the stuff, the products that you're selling and stuff, but also, so here also you're having orders. Orders you will have, like, let's say you order some stuff, and it's on the way. So you will be seeing the status of the stuff and what you also ordered from the store, from the supermarket. right? Yeah, orders. So catalog is the stuff that you should see on shelves, and orders is your bags that you're taking home, right? I'll say like this.
Catalog is just a list of all items. Order is your order history.
Okay, so everyone have this one? This tabs? Any issues here? Okay. So we should do it. I'm coming. Right. All right. Okay, so what I will try to do is, I will change the color here. All right, so what I'm clicking here, I'm clicking the comment or control on Windows devices, and I'm clicking the texts here. And the color, let's match the color from the icons with the text itself. All right, for colors, we'll try to define some design system. I would say like a small design system for colors that we'll be using across the app itself. So what we'll do now, we will go to community again, and we will take the colors from the community. So what is the name?
Yes. So like of course, when you develop your own product, you should do everything yourself. You should develop the colors, the icons yourself. But in the frame of this workshop, we will use the Reddit template, the open source. For the colors, we will use the Tailwind UI. So just go to the Figma community, write Tailwind UI, and you will get this color palette that we will use in our app. Tail, T-A-L-I-L, and W-I-N-D, UI, Tailwind UI. And you can get the color palette from there. Yes. You can take this from you can take. So everybody got the colors, right?
Right. So what you can do now, just take those colors nearby to the components that you're having, and nearby the screen that you're working on. Just put it here, right? Oops, just a second. And what you can do, comment click all of the text we're having here with the shift, of course. So you're not missing all the text, right?
The score of the user is calculated in sums or
Points. Yes, yes.
Right, so just click the fill with the color here, and you have a droplet icon here. that you can take. Just move to dark colors, and I'm not sure which one we're using actually. Right, so I'll try to take maybe this one. Yeah, so that works. Yeah, you can try to experiment with it. So try not to make too much attention. And for the main icon here, we'll probably use the bold one. So what I will do, I will go to icon again. I will copy the main icon from here.
Could you show the code of the color?
Sorry?
There is
So you can use whichever you want.
Yes, but this one is this one. 9CA3AF.
Yeah. So I'm putting this icon here. And I will change a color to the green. Again, I will take a droplet. I will select the green color. I will do the same for the text. I'll just copy it from here, put it to the text, and inside the fill text box, I will just comment V and click enter. That's easy. And now we have selected the main tab here. So we have the main tab selected. We'll gradually move.
So everybody has this tab right now.
Everyone have the tab?
Okay, let's speed up. Okay, let's speed up a little bit because we have limited time. Okay. Now we're going to speed up. Here in the top part, we need to show the balance. We will use the font called Profiles. So the next step is to do like this. Our top bar, we just color it to the green color and make this shape of ellipse in order to be in this shape. Okay.
We're changing the shape of this. I think it's ellipse.
Ellipse. In order to make ellipse, you just go to this toolbar with the shapes. You select this ellipse. You press shift and draw your ellipse. Put it inside of this frame, and it will automatically cut the borders and just make it centered. Okay. Like, yeah. You just choose this ellipse, click it, just draw it like this. Then drag and drop it inside of the frame. Okay? So we should have something like this. Yes. Okay. It's not difficult at all. For developers, if it's experienced developer, this shape is not difficult at all. Yeah, not SVG, Excel, there are different ways. He can draw it himself using the developer tools. This circle. Okay, so once we have this circle in our top bar, we need to write a text. Here, what we're going to write is the number of the points in the balance and also and give it a more accent. So we just write it. For this project we're going to use the Poppins font. So you should have something like this. So everyone did everything until this step. I think you can use the standard padding 24 from the site. Okay, and the next step, if you don't want to see the balance, we need a button to just hide the balance. For this, we're going to just draw it with ourselves. Just select the ellipse tool, draw an ellipse, let's say 32 to 32, put it here, and inside of the ellipse, we're going to put the icon. We again go to our components, we see the eye icon. Let us find it here, and we just copy this icon and paste it inside of here. And just make the white, and this icon should make it a little bit less. Высота делайте динамично.
So why
Okay, so we continue. We're going to make this icon color of the icon green as well. And we're going to put it to the one container with our text. So we just make after layout. We put the width, we have 375, and we put the custom width of our container. Like this. Okay. So everybody has this one. Okay. And this is the blue shift. Sort of useful. Okay, so the next step, we're going to add the actual QR code here. For this, we're going to add rectangle. Make it width so that it contains padding from both sides. Make it rectangle. Color it white. Put the corner radius. And also, in order to elevate a little bit, we can add an effect, drop shadow, like this. And we can take the QR code from here and put it there.
Round angles.
Round angles. If you just create the rectangle from here, you can just round your corner, change the corner radius. And now we're going to put the QR code inside.
I do not do some product design. I never done this many times.
Like this. So until here, everybody done this? Very much. You can Google any QR code and place it here.
First one is the container itself.
Everyone having the screen? I mean, to the stage. No? You need my help? Do you need it or not? So there was a great question regarding the action here. So the actual this button. So according to guidelines of iOS, you will need to have like at minimum like 44 by 44 tappable by pixels. So here we're having 40 by 40, but that's okay. So when you're talking to your developer, you'll ask them to make the tappable area like a little bit bigger. So like 44 by 44. So it's okay to use a smaller stuff, but make sure you're following, I would say, this level. So yeah, make sure to be following the guidelines. Yeah, exactly. So it's for security reasons. Okay. What we'll do next, we will create a header here. Just a second. Right. So we'll have a text here saying promotions. So as I mentioned before, we're trying to make more online sales, right? So we'll have promotions here because in the old design we have promotion at the bottom. So why wouldn't we put it at the top? Let's do this. We'll have it. So those are promotions from Marco, right? Marco. Marco. It's Marco. It's not Marco.
Not necessarily at all, just up to you.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So
it doesn't matter really. It's up to you. You can use it, you cannot use it, depending on your marketing purposes. It's just for marketing purposes, I think.
yeah, so those promotions can be from, let's say, if they're in collaboration with other companies, it could be it. But here it's more like up to you. So you can mention them, you may not mention them. So it depends actually on the goal, the purpose you are trying to achieve here.
No, we don't need any text for the QR code.
Why would you need that?
You know what you should do with QR code, because if you use this app, this is why you use this app. Overwriting the functionality is a bad practice actually. You don't need to highlight everything. The most core things you should not just highlight why that's wrong, because your design will not be clean otherwise. You should just write all the functionality.
Okay, so let's make it bigger. I will use a typography here that is readily added, but I will help you here to create that one. I mean, not create, but use. So here we will make a spacing of 32 from this QR code, and also 24 from the left side. To create some space, right? So it's not sticking to the QR code. So here what I'm using is, I'm using body 17 text. So on the right side, you can change that to body 17. And I'm using Poppins here. So Poppins is actually available for all, like it's Google phone, and it's available from free. So you can use Poppins and 17 as your text size. And now, all right. So here, what we're using, instead of the promotions with small text that we had before, we're trying to use a banner with an illustration of the promotion and what this promotion is about. So here, we're trying to use an icon, like this is the promotion of the price, and the price dropped by 20% for meat, right? And we're having a 3D image of the meat. So we're also using here, it's not that visible, but we're also using kind of transition of gradient, so text is better visible. And we also have the slider indicator. It's not that visible here. We can improve it actually. We can use different colors. So and also we have a gradient here as well, so it's better visible. So in those cases, supermarkets, they have to either take their own images, so they have a separate photographer to make those quality images. And another option is taking the stock images from the internet that we actually are going to do. And yeah, for this one, but we don't have. That's the issue. So please go to unsplash.com, and you may use a different image. You may use maybe something else, not me. You may use Chris. Yeah, whatever you want.
But we are Uzbek.
Yeah, exactly. So you can use the names if you want. So please go to Unsplash and download the image from there. I'm trying to download the images, make sure that it's you can put a text on it and it's clearly visible. So it's not the image with a different patterns there. So it's clearly visible. This one? Oh, yeah. Can you say the sizes? Yeah, so
The height is 128.
all right, so all of the states are here. So you can take the frame and you can put here as a fill, you can put an image, so you can just drag and drop into the frame. Also, don't forget to click content and put the radius 16. So here we're using radius 16, 24. I think that's all. Don't use any other. So we're trying to keep the consistency here. So for bigger cars, there's more reviews. For smaller ones, it's like less. Sorry? No, it's not the guideline for human-centered design, but it's actually the guidelines we're trying to use here for this app. But you may use whichever radius you want, just try to make it consistent. Like, if you're using 60, you may use 60. So, right, folks, unfortunately, we're kind of not framing that session into the time. So, we'll try to show you the actual design that we got here. So, as I was mentioning, we tried to keep the QR code as some elderly people can use the app, so it's more easily used for the cashback system. And also, as a second goal of the supermarket, we tried to make it more visible for promotions. Like we're trying to motivate users to start buying online as a second goal here on the screen. So whenever you start to scroll that page, we're having shrink this QR code to this state. Can we show the animation? We cannot because we don't have the internet. It will not load? Really? Sure. Okay, yeah, unfortunately, there wasn't like slick animation that this one is going above. And we have the promotions, we have the top products here, so you can add them to your basket. So, no, there is no search. This one? This one. This is the history of transactions. Yeah, so that's basically it, I would say. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't finish the redesign. That's really sad, but maybe you have some questions regarding the process, regarding the how we can do the stuff, or anything else.
What is the best resource on YouTube to learn UI design?
Best resource?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say there is some best resources, but
What do you
there are some. So you can watch in Russian. I would say there are some advices from BILLZ, and you can also watch the. I forgot the name. We'll actually share some of the resources at the end. Yeah, those are great questions.
You can also watch like Pablo Stanley, Metro Encina, The Future. These are the like people who just tell you design thinking and also the UI skills as well. But actually, skill is not like your level of design. The way you think is your level of design. Because the tools, you just learn the tools how to learn. But if you know how you should design things, this is more important. That's why I should develop this as well. Sorry.
Is that for designing or who use? Why
No, actually, these kind of tools are for to be handed to the developers. So once you develop the design, with all of the cases, of course, you just hand it to the developers and they develop it. Actually, Figma has this spec, so you can go to any element and it will show this like CSS or Android or iOS, the little code snippet, and they can develop out of the design. Yes.
There should be the same design system for web and mobile applications, or they should be different.
Of course, different because you have different spacing, different typography may differ also. But in terms of styling, of course, you cannot have a completely different styling. I would say that certain elements, certain UI elements, would have the state for the web and for the mobile. They're quite different, a little differences in the elements, but not completely different and not completely the same.
So here I would add also a comment that you might have in your application, you might have a like browser, like it's React or something. So you will be using whenever you go to your app, it's actually the web browser. So in that case, the elements will be the same. Any other questions?
Can you repeat the microphone?
Yeah, after.
Is there any designers community in Uzbekistan? Telegram group, I guess, something like that.
Well, that's a good question. I think
not really. Actually, if you heard the keynote of Nuruddin, right now the GDG was all about the development. But from the next year, we're going to change the way we do our community. We're going to divide it into separate parts, and there will be one chapter related to the design. So in the future, we'll have events dedicated to designers only, and we'll try to build a community of designers here with GDG Tashkent.
For example, every time you will have new project, and according to that project, you will create a new design system, or you will use what you have already.
Well, that depends on the project itself. If your project is a big project, like many screens and other stuff, it's better to build a design system. So it's easier for you to work, because the design system, you just create the components, you use them across your platform, across your project. And if it's something small, like what we did today, I actually do not recommend to create a design system. It's something small, so you can like manage it without the design system. So the design system that we did here is just for like, let's say,
for the sake of learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Can you talk about, the size of the item for the standard development for iOS? Is it something like agreed to the design technology?
So it's actually included in our design growth letter. So yes. So junior designers should know about this stuff. And we had a great speech by Nurali Pardaev here, our design chapter lead. And I think, did you ask him about that stuff? I think you mentioned about skills, but it was the... Yeah, so... Yeah. Any other questions? Please. Don't be shy. Honestly, I don't know.
Because we are product designers.
Yeah. No, actually, Dribble is different from the real products. It's more of like art, I would say, inspiration, something. But yeah, definitely in the future it would be great in order just to boost the UI skills and just have a networking with designers. We can organize this kind of workshops, because until this time, actually this is the first time we have design talks during DevFest. Before that, it was all about the development, but right now we want to be more diverse, and in the future there will be more and more like design-related stuff.
Yeah, so let me just clarify. So you're having issues with the clients, so you want one thing, and what you're doing, you want totally different.
Yes, first one is reference view. This one is design view.
Yeah, exactly. So here in that case, I would recommend going and talking to customers. Who is your customer? Like, if your client is going to use that app, I would say maybe you have to listen to them. And also talking to other customers. Like, who is going to actually use this app? Because at the end, you're not going to use your app. Like, well, it depends on the case. But it might be that you will not be using your app. So you will have to go and talk to those people. So, and if those people are saying, I don't know, it's like, man, like, what is the point of doing this design? So you have to talk to them, you have to identify the issues, main issues of those apps that you're trying to work on. And as we have also a great speech by another designer, Yolkinkhuja, you said it here actually. Yeah, you looked at the right direction. So, as he mentioned, talk to customers. Talk to them a lot. And also, as Dostonkhon mentioned, this is the iterative process.
Yeah.
So you release the first iteration, it goes to the market. You cannot make it 100% ideal, for sure. And you get the feedback and you work on that feedback.
Is there any agency, design agency, that you think is most popular in Tashkent? Related to UI design?
Yeah, maybe Juno.
Actually, the most popular is kind of subjective. You cannot, you don't have the clear metrics of defining what is the most popular. As far as I know, I don't know any like agencies that I would like name right now, because like, yeah. Of course there are some agencies, but I cannot say that they're like the best and those where you should go. But definitely there are some agencies here.
Well, I know the agency I was kind of reading a lot of advices from is the Nurali Pardaev, the Russian one. But it's not in the Russian, it's Russian information. So they have a lot of like advices. You can go to their website and you can ask for advice on your designs, and they're actually answering those questions. So other than that,
There's a cool Telegram channel called Max. There's a Russian studio called Max, and they do the UX UI design, branding, and everything related to design.